Hello friends, welcome back. Okay, loud sound. Alright, okie doke. So we're doing some mundane reading here. And I'm looking at different people. And I wanted to look at Tiffany Trump, who just came out and announced her pregnancy. She's the daughter of I want to say Ivanka. Is that right? Yeah. Anyway, she's like the single daughter of one of the wives, as Baron is the single son of Melania, and the other kids are from the first marriage. But I don't want to say Ivanka, I want to say another woman. So anyway, Tiffany recently came out and announced that she is pregnant. And I want to know, is that significant? Is that just a message to the new world that we are moving forward? Wow, that was a big deal. Can't change anyone else, just yourself. Right. Even children. You can't change children. They're born to be a certain way. And yeah, and we were just talking about that, my son and I, because if you got a birth chart for someone as a birth gift when their baby was born, that'd be great, because then they would always have all that information available, and they would understand it, and they would know about it, and they would understand their lives so much better just by having that information. So I used to have a handwriting analysis paper that a machine did at a carnival, and I would go back to it and look back and see what qualities about me that it revealed, and I would understand myself better as a young person. And I still have it. I still have it after all these years. But self-knowledge is an important aspect of living. Stop pushing against what is. Align with it and move on. Well, that's the same card I think we got for Melania. So is Tiffany in the same situation where she's just frustrated with the world like the rest of us? Could be. I think she has to be like fairly young, late 20s, 30s, something like that. Flowers? Is that her mother's last name, maybe? Flowers? I don't know. Anyway, Tiffany and this baby, and this pregnancy. Retreat! Well, pregnancy is kind of like that. Yeah, you kind of step back and say, oh, I'm busy doing something here. Step back. And that's a good thing. You really don't want pregnant women walking around and being all everywhere and everything. I mean, the fact that they have pregnant women working is absolutely insane in my eyes. That's just nuts. Yeah, do things, but do things easily and carefully. Your body is doing amazing, miraculous stuff. Trying to function at a job is absolutely insane. And your brain turns to mush anyway, so you're just distracted. You're busy with other things. Your body is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and you're trying to fit in this satanic world. Okay. Visualize abundance in all forms. God gave you such a great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings, and that is what you will experience. Well, I don't know her, but I can't imagine she has had that difficult a life, although anybody who goes through the divorce of their parents that's tough, it's tough. Maybe that won't happen as often anymore. Oh, cup of tea. Guess that's the card we want. The feather blew over, and we got a cup of tea. Tarot tea. Patience and reassessment. Yeah, it looks like she's stepping back, which is perfect. She should be stepping back. Damn it. Needs to be. Cup of tea. Patience and reassessment. A cup of tea provides you with a moment of quiet. Savor the process and stay present. This brewing takes time. Just a tricky situation takes time to develop. A quick reaction may not be the way to go. Have patience and let things ripen. Just as an infusion of herbs takes time to come to full potency, magical work rarely produces instantaneous results. Remember, a watch pot never boils. Let it do its work in its own time and trust the process. Use the time to reflect on the situation and how you can feel about it and reassess your perspective. The cup of tea card reminds you that perhaps all is not as it seems. Are there lessons you can learn from a difficult situation that you haven't considered yet? Well, she's a young person. There's plenty of things I'm sure she hasn't considered yet because she's a young person. And that sounds like me being the old crone. To overcome oneself is indeed better than to conquer others. Yeah, and pregnancy. That's like a whole thing. Young woman being pregnant in this crazy world. And you know how much it doesn't matter, money, whatever, blah, 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 you know, she's going through a pregnancy. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Like, it's a whole journey in and of itself, and every pregnancy is different, and every woman and child is different. Maybe this child will be, you know, it said in the news that she was, Tiffany is close to Barron, and so maybe Barron will have the experience of having something like a younger sibling. That happened to me. I didn't have any younger. I was the youngest of all the generations, all the cousins and everybody. And, well, there were some cousins that were younger than me. But for the most part, everybody was older than me. And it was a different experience. Learning. Okay, so Tiffany, this pregnancy here. Can we talk about Tiffany and talk about the pregnancy at the same time? Let's see. Two of Wands. Choices. Thinking and planning. Well, that's definitely what you're doing when you're pregnant. Especially when you've made the announcement, because that means you're probably over the first trimester, you're far enough along. And, yeah. Sad squirrel. Uh-oh. Fighting the sad squirrel. I guess they're not happy that she's pregnant. I hope she's happy that she's pregnant. Three of Swords. Well, right now she's sad. Right now there are sad things that she is dealing with. I hope not. Ace of Cups. So she's in her heart. That's the short-term goal, is to be really happy about the situation. And she's moving out of troubled water. She's moving out of a difficult situation into a better one. Maybe this is cementing a situation for her. There's so many decisions and confusion and dysfunction, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. Maybe they weren't anticipating this pregnancy, and all of a sudden there it is. Page of Wands. Yeah, he looks a little surprised that he's pregnant. Oh boy, and that's doing something. Yeah, pregnant. You're doing something. Pregnancy's kind of scary too. End of a cycle of being single. It's a whole new thing now. You just sort of moved up in place here. Queen of Cups. She's in her heart. She wants to be in her heart. She just wants to love people and not have it be a bad thing and a difficult thing. She just wants to love this baby. She has strength. She's tamed her inner beast, and she's going to be strong, and it's going to be okay, and she's going to get through this. But I think this was unexpected, unplanned, and there was some controversy over it. Maybe with her husband, maybe with the family. But there were some things she needed to work through. 3 of Swords, sad squirrel, 6 of Swords. But if she's sad, and the challenge is getting past this, she's moving away. She's moving into a better situation, although she's still not sure what to do and how to do it. There's conflict. But she's strong, and I think she has support. And you can't change anybody, just yourself. So I think she's taken a step back and she's realizing what is happening and you know, adapting. Women adapt. Clover, luck. This is a lucky thing. She has to see it as what it is. It's a lucky situation. Letter. Messages, important information coming in. And wealth and abundance. So this is not a bad situation for her. She's in a good place. I think there's just emotional turmoil. I think it was an unexpected pregnancy, and there were conversations about that. Whatever they say, it seems that way. But I think whatever bad things are going away. They're moving into a better place. And I think one of the things was making that public announcement of her being pregnant. Yeah, maybe it has something to do with the legacy or, I don't know, inheritance. I don't know. Gonna be plenty of money for everybody, so I'm not too worried about it. Nothing will come of this situation. Yeah. Okay, good. So, even though personally she may be struggling with this, it's not going to be a major thing. It's going to be okay and everything's going to work out fine. Void, of course, moon. Here it is. Nothing will come of this situation. In a form of astrology known as orrery, where an astrological chart is cast according to when the question is asked and decoded, a void of course moon means nothing will come of this matter or the situation will bear no fruit. Oh, I hope she doesn't lose this pregnancy. This may or may not be good news depending on what you are asking. For example, if you were worried about something, whatever it was, this card can be taken as a sign that there is nothing to worry about. Okay, good. However, if you're asking about a new project of any kind, including a new relationship, it's a sign to adjust your expectations or change things so that you get a different outcome. Remember, the cards can only predict what you are currently creating, and you can change that with both your behavior and beliefs. I trust in my highest good. The chances of something are diminishing. Something better may be around the corner. Believe that you will get what you need. Surrender to the divine. Take time out, meditate, and contemplate. The main definition of a void of course moon is when the moon won't make a major connection with any of the planets until she enters the next sign. The best thing you can do when you get this card is to chant the Sanskrit words Om Namo Narayani, which means I surrender to the divine. A void, of course, Moon, is time to just be. Well, interesting. I really hope she doesn't lose this pregnancy as a public thing about the vaccine or some other terrible thing. I don't want to see that. I want to see happy and better and a strong world. But there's this sad squirrel. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what the plan is. Thinking and planning. The beaver. Industrious, hard-working family. Okay, beaver. Hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. The beaver personality is a welcome sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family and express it by way of the earth element, providing a home and financial stability. Although a beaver doesn't usually initiate a project, once started, they'll work steadily for weeks, months, or years to see it through. The beaver card appears when the task at hand requires your long-term steady effort. Yeah, that's a pregnancy. It can also signify that it's time for some karma yoga, selfless service. Happy and meaningful work when in balance. When out of balance, feels useless and worn out. When to bring into balance, physical labor and selfless service. Once that baby arrives, she's going to feel a lot better about it. Let's just hope that the baby arrives. I don't like the sad squirrel as the challenge, but I think it'll turn out okay, and she'll have strength, and she'll be able to get through this. Okay, anyway, Tiffany, it looks like you got a little bit of a road ahead for you, and I'm supporting you. Whatever happens, I support you, and I wish you luck, and I hope that this pregnancy goes through. Thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe if you will, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of my uploads. Thanks for listening till the end. Alright, I'll see you around.